Okay, it's day one. So we're going to talk about first, we're going to do our exercise. And what we're doing today is scapular work, which is back here. So this you can do seated or you can do it standing, but today I'm going to be doing it seated. So you've seen shoulder rolls. These are kind of the same thing, but a little bit more focused when you do them. What I want you to do is hold your tummy in like somebody tried to punch you right in the gut. So we're going to hold our tummy in while we're doing this because we're going to work a little bit of ab work while we're doing it. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So scapular, you can see up in this area. So what we're doing is we're intentionally bringing our shoulders back and down. It's a slow motion, up and down. You can hold your hands however you want. I just tend to be fist, I don't know why, but so we're going up, rotating back and down, up and down. So we're going to do 10 of these. Here's 4, 5, 6. Take your time with these. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're going to feel those, especially like tomorrow you might feel a little bit tender or sore up in here. So many of us rotate forward, and this is a great exercise to stretch all that in that upper back. So again, start with maybe 5 to 10 and work your way up to 20. Take your time with them. No big rush. You're not in a big hurry. When you're doing those, I want you to try and hold those abs in though, because it really helps with, we're going to be working on a lot of core stuff. Okay. So that's the exercise for day one. Now, as we progress through, we're going to add an exercise for the next 4 or 5 days. And then on the 7th day, we'll do a live and we're going to put them all together. Be a nice, easy, gentle workout. I mean, super gentle. And then we'll have the live and we'll talk about some stuff. So that's the first part of this. Part 2 is I wanted to talk about surviving the Christmas holiday season, not only mentally, but food-wise. We tend to go to parties. We have everybody at the house, whatever. We always have lots of food. People are giving us cookies, junk, all kinds of good stuff. Not that it's junk, but they're always giving us great stuff to eat. And we snack and we gain an extra few pounds. So a couple things I wanted to talk about, especially with going to Christmas parties and just surviving it at the house. So the first thing is, don't be afraid to break tradition. If you normally host and do everything and yada, 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 don't be afraid to break tradition. Talk to your family, talk to your whoever comes over and says, hey, what if we do something a little bit different this year? Years ago, went through that in the family because I was like, why don't we draw names? Because again, it gets pricey after a while when you have 40 people to buy for or whatever. So don't hesitate to think about maybe doing something different. One year we did lasagna. I made a regular lasagna and I made a veggie lasagna. My family loved it. So don't think you always have to do the same thing. But it's okay if you do too. So that's one, is maybe if it's just too much. That leads into the second one, sharing the responsibility. Don't think that you have to cook the entire dinner. Do the main meal, meat, whatever protein you do, and then have other people bring dishes. It might be fun, to have some different things that you haven't cooked, or, people always have different dishes that they love to bring. So again, think about splitting up the responsibility so you're not overwhelmed, because when you're cooking for 20 or 30 people, that's a lot, so think about maybe spreading some of that around. The third one is a big one. Spend within your means. That's your meals, your presents, don't get yourself in so much debt that in January you're going, oh yeah, the credit card bill comes, or you're looking at your checking account and you're going, holy buckets. There's things that you can do, fun things. I mean, go on Pinterest, there's a ton of stuff, but there's always fun things that you can do. Children, okay, I get it, but they don't need everything in the world either. Um, Sometimes you gotta, look at your budget and go, okay, this is what I have to spend, and don't feel bad about that. It's okay. We're all kind of reeling from inflation and everything else, and everything's expensive right now. So don't feel like you have to be the big spender, and put yourself in a bad situation. Did that for a number of years. So don't do that to yourself. It causes more stress around the holidays. Um, One thing I'm finding more and more, and for me, this is a big one. Um, Try and just be kind. Be kind to people. There's a lot of people out there that are working in the fast food industry or whatever industry, or if you're going in to get your Starbies, as we call it, or if you're a Dutch Bros person or Dunkin', whatever. Just be kind, smile, be nice, because these people get beat up pretty hard. Waiters, waitresses, those type things. Just be kind. It really does. You're not only doing something for them, you're doing something for yourself. I'm telling you, it's been amazing the things that have happened to me just in the past few weeks. Um, and, I felt like the Grinch, and for a while I've been feeling kind of down, and just doing nice things for other people. I think my heart did grow 3 sizes. It's been pretty powerful what's happened. So just be kind. And not only to other people, but to yourself too. Because this time of year can be hard. Um, and if it's okay if Christmas is tough. A lot of us have lost family, loved ones, have had a lot of experiences this past year that have been tough. And it brings up some memories. Honor those people in your memories, love them, and think about them, but also understand it's okay. It is okay to want to pull away a little bit. If you're starting to feel really down, what I would like you to do is reach out to somebody, because again, we want you here and we want to take care of you too. So, but sometimes this year can bring up, Christmas time can bring up a lot of memories, and it can be kind of challenging. So phone a friend, um, a family member, whatever you need to do. Okay. Again, take care of you. That's important. Okay. So let's get on to some things that we can talk about when you have to go to a Christmas party. I actually have a Christmas party tonight. That was part of the inspiration for this message, because I was sitting there thinking, it's that season. So I'm going to give you like 6 or 7 tips of things that I know work for me, but are really good to have in your arsenal against lots of food and alcohol this time of year. So first thing is, if you know you've got a party like I do tonight, hydrate during the day, especially if you're going to have an adult beverage. Please make sure you're hydrating during the day. There's a lot of things. You're going to have salt. You're going to have the alcohol makes you dehydrated. So it just helps in general. And if you know you're going to have an adult beverage of some sorts, make sure you have a little bit of food on your stomach, especially as people who are gastric people, because that alcohol hits you hard. So I suggest you have something good to eat, preferably something protein based. So that'll help with the big hard hit of the alcohol. That brings me to also, when you're at that party and you're looking at that table of food that goes a mile this way and a mile this way, prioritize protein, obviously. And if there's some nuts, have a few nuts too, because those are good healthy fats and they boost your mind and your mood. Look for lower cal options if you can, instead of really intense, like a potato dish with lots of sour cream and cheese and all that stuff. If there's a lighter salad, if you can, um, plan ahead. One thing I will say, plan ahead the night before, or if you have to during that day, take a nap that day, or make sure you get a good night's sleep the night before. Here's why. A lot of people, if they don't have proper sleep, they don't eat real well. It's a scientific fact. So one thing you can do for yourself is have a nice nap that day, even if it's a 20, 30, 40-minute power nap, or make sure the night before you get a good night's sleep. The other thing I will say is if you have a party in the evening, try and go outside if you can. I know some people, this time of year, it's a little hard between the ice and the snow. But if you can't do that, to get outside, even if you just sit outside for a little bit, just to get some perspective, try and get some movement in, whether that's just sitting and stretching, whether that's, and I got some great stretches on my YouTube channel, or just do any kind of movement that you can, even if it's something just as simple as sitting in your chair and pumping your arms, moving your feet to some good music, or while you're watching TV. Believe it or not, that's a good physical therapy exercise. But yeah, if you can get a little bit of exercise, that would be great. So that's it. That's all I have for today. This is our first day. Try those stretches. Again, I sent a video about looking at what your goal is. If you want to weigh in, that's fine. If you do, that's great. But again, this is about getting through and doing some movement, but as well as looking at some other activities for our minds and our hearts. So I'm excited to do this with you, and we've got 23 more days after today. So give those a little try, those scapular rotations. Give those a try today. See how they feel. Every other day, every couple, 2-3 days, especially if you're doing a lot of heavy work on your phone or your computer. Okay, so that's it. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.